You're listening to the Quint's podcast.
Revolutions must prevail. That's the current slogan of the civil disobedience movement demonstrated in Myanmar against the country's military, which took over the country in a coup on 1st February 2021. To give some context to our listeners, the Myanmar military seized power in February, stating that the November 2020 elections, which were won by the country's de-facto leader Aung Suu Kyi and her party, the National League of Democracy, were fraudulent. However, this assertion has been dismissed by the Election Commission of the country. Now, the sudden disruption of democracy resulted in civil disobedience movements erupting across the country, and they have also turned violent in some parts like Yangon. Since February, at least 520 civilians have lost their lives in this fight against the military coup. This episode is part 2 of the Big Stories coverage on the military coup in Myanmar. In part 1, we discuss the political history and narratives of the country with veteran diplomat and former Indian ambassador to Myanmar, Mr. Vivek Katju. And you can find the link to that episode in our show notes. Since the election of Aung Suu Kyi in 2011, an entire new generation of Myanmar has tasted democracy and is now leading the charge against the military coup. In today's episode, you'll hear voices of two young men, namely Alex and Jeremiah from Myanmar, describing the on-ground reality of their respective cities, the action taken by the military, and what they want the world to know. You're tuned in to The Big Story, the podcast where we dissect the headline-making news for you, and I'm your host, Himmat.
So first, Alex, Jeremiah, thank you so much for making the time and coming to the Quint and speaking to the Quint as well. I know you guys had busy days, so first, thank you so much. And also agreeing to speak to us as well. Can you both please introduce yourself briefly in terms of where you live in Myanmar and also how old both of you are? Alex, can you start first?
Okay, sure. My name is Alex. I'm an international relations student, studying international relations, and I'm 26 years old. I'm based in Yangon right now.
Okay, Jeremiah.
So my name is Jeremiah. I live in Patay, which is Delta, based in Myanmar, and I'm 24 years old.
So what has been the mood at home so far for the past 2 days among your friends and families? Jeremiah, you have been to the thick of it as well in Patin. Can you tell me about what has been the mood at home, like with your brother, with your parents? What has it been like for the past 2 months?
For the past 2 months, for the first day when we started protest, and my parents quite worried about it, and they just trying to ask me not to go outside. But after that, I have a good talk with my family, and also they also kind of support me. So after that, I'm quite freely participate in the protest, and have to. I got the permission from my parents, and also my brother and my sister. So it's quite
okay.
These 2 months is quite okay for me to go outside.
Mm-hmm.
We have a good relationship with my parents, but my father is he's quite afraid. What he's been facing is start from 88, 96, 2007, 2011, everything. So he quite scary for me, and he quite worried for me, so he don't want me to go out. Yeah.
And Alex, for you?
Actually, I also did participate in some of the protests in the early of the coup, in the earlier time of the coup, the February last month. So my family also they kind of worry also, but they didn't stop me from being being a part in such kind of protest, because they consider it as a unfinished problem since their generations. So these fightings has been going since since 70 years ago. So already and people are already fighting. People has been fighting for it since 50, 60 years ago for democracies, and throughout our generation also until our generations we have been we also consider like it is a problem that we have to fight, not to carry that problem until our next generation. So that's it. That's the thing that Generation Z has been like keeping in mind, and that's the things that we have been doing for the past 2 months, since the coup has been already like 2 months right now. The flow of the people's movement is not stopping.
And that's also very evident as well. But before jumping into what the ground reality is right now in Myanmar, I want to dial back the clock by a decade to when Aung Suu Kyi was elected in 2011. You guys must be around the age of, I'm guessing, 15 or 16 years old, since you're 24 and 26 right now. So can you tell me about what the atmosphere at home was like? Did you understand the reality or what it meant for the country, basically? Did you understand that? Did your parents make you also tell you about what it means for democracy to be introduced in a country like Myanmar? Alex?
So the year 2012, like the year that you mentioned, like Aung San Suu Kyi was elected as a member of the parliament. So that's the first year of my college, and I started studying international relations then. That's the first year. So before that, I also learned a lot about her, and I also like get to know a lot about like Aung San Suu Kyi from my grandparents, from my parents, and from my relatives, and from the history that I learned, like how great she is a person to the democracy of Myanmar and to the people of Myanmar, and how she's been fighting for the freedom of Myanmar. The 2012, like we also have a excitement from the chest of the people of Myanmar, because like it is we thought that history has turned. The history has reached the turning point from the military regime to a transition part. This is the transitional history that we thought that time, because when Aung San Suu Kyi was elected as a member of parliament, and then we still believe we will believe that she will be a leader sometime in the future. So that's the thing that we thought in the 2012.
Okay. And Jeremiah, what was it like for you at home in 2011, 2012 when she got elected?
In 2011 and 2012, I was just a high school student.
Okay.
I could say to myself as like a very do know nothing about the politics or such thing about everything. But at the time I was just a kid. I probably could say that, and I don't really care about the politics or what is really happening to me now.
But was it discussed in school, or was it discussed by your teachers?
They would never allow you to talk about politics. The teachers, anything the pastor from the church or the priest from the church, they are not allowed to talk about the politics.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So now I want to come back to the present time as well. And when the country is under a military coup, I want to know what is the current situation in your respective cities. What is it like in Pati and Jeremiah?
Some old people, they just worry and they do not allow their children to participate in the protest anymore. So some people and some part of the place are they are protesting again. But today, when I walk around the cities and I see everything is quite going normal. So people are just going around the city. Doesn't mean that they are accepting what is happening in Myanmar and they accepting the coup, but they just quite scared and they staying home and doing nothing at all, not to lose the life of the city.
Okay, Alex, can you now describe what is it like in your city, Nyangaon, as well? What is the police presence like? What is the military presence like in your city?
The police and the military, the police and the like soldiers. Going around everywhere on cities, in the time of in such time of today, we heard that there's the CNN correspondent, Miss Claire Ward is here, and she is kind of taking news around the city, and the military is escorting her to going around and showing around about the cities situations. What normal days in Yangon after the coup, since until today is like there were like some of the protests. There were protests like everywhere, demonstrations, and people was making unrest around the cities, and they burn fires on the side of the road, on the middle of the road, and they cover up they build up like some of the kind of bungalows around townships and the district area. People are doing this not to get like arrested, and in order to prevent the night raids, because the military and police are doing the night raids regularly. They try to cover up with their curfews and martial law. That's the reason why they do this. So in the times of martial law, where people staying at home, they like the trucks, the military trucks and police cars are going around and doing the night raids. So in order to prevent this, people try to build bunkers, and people try to build blockage on the middle of the roads, and then people try to burn fire. So on the days, that's the things happening in Yangon right now. But on the days like this, where a correspondent, like a famous correspondent like CNN, from CNN, like Miss Clarissa Ward is here. So they try to show like some of the district where they make the crackdown already, and they clean up the roads. They carry her with the military convoy and try to show her like how peaceful Yangon is, like something like that. But in the meantime, on the side of the city, on the other side of the city, there will be protests where there will be crackdown, where protests are being cracked down. So that's the things happening in Yangon right now. And it's been no single day since the coup, and today there's been no single day we believe that a person was killed every.
So there has been not a single day where a person has not been killed. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the death toll has now has gone past 500. It's around 506.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's horrifying as well. So many people have been killed in just the last 2 months.
That's actually the death toll rate from the cities area, because there's been also kind of armed conflicts with the ethnic armed organizations across the countries. There have been fightings going on, and then the death toll rate is unknown in that area.
So I also want to know, what kind of steps has the military taken so far against the people? Have there been barricades? Jeremiah mentioned that there's a rumor going around of a martial law as well in some wards. So is there a curfew established that you guys have to be home before 6 o'clock, before a certain time? Or are people still allowed to go to work? Or is COVID still a reality in Myanmar, given that the coup has taken precedence over that? What are the actions which are taken both in cities? Jeremiah, you can go first.
The general is trying to stop the CDM and force them not to join CDM. And sometimes they do search in houses, and if they have any weapons and the guest, and even if they find out the slang shot in your house, they will arrest you. And the curfews all over the country is 8 p.m. to 6 p.m. 6 a.m. So for someone who going out by the time, so will be shot or arrest.
Okay. And Alex, what is it like in Yangon then? Is it the same as Jeremiah is saying in Pate?
Yeah. Most of the civil servants worker joining the CDM, the civil disobedience movement. So it is a movement to boycott against the junta, and some other private sectors like bankings and other. Yeah, the banking system is actually not working properly right now, and most of the banks has been closed already because of the bankers, the banking staffs are already also joining the CDM. Most of the restaurants, and other social leisure things, has been kind of all closed right now. So the situation is similar to the time when we went into the kind of pandemic situations. It's the same. Everything's like roads are clear, and things like everything is closed on the city's area.
Okay. Is there a curfew as well?
Curfew is in effect from like 8 p.m. to like 4 a.m. on Yangon, but some of the township and districts that has been violently cracked down recently also apply under the martial law.
Okay.
So the martial law starts from 6 p.m. to from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
So Jeremiah, I wanted to ask you that you also participated in some protests as well. You're quite frequent in participating in protests in your city, right? So can you speak about the mood of the crowd? Like how are you guys organizing protests, or how are you guys meeting? Or I don't want you to reveal where and how you exactly organize and exactly communicate as well, but how is it like be a 24-year-old in protest in your country?
Before open fire, we use online and social media and wait for the call from Rangoon. And we try not to face with the police and like enforce when we are protest. And we also think about that like such a low risk protest way to demonstrate. And even though like we try in like a peaceful way and like we try in the low risky way, and in the late March 8 people were killed, especially in March 27, 28. And after that, people are like protesting online, and they protest in their home, and like also just participate in the social movement, CDM, and pay no tax and the bills, such thing. We also have like some kind of connection between the protester in our own way.
Okay. Alex, my next question is to you. So you are an international relations student, and so I want to know what your take has been on the reaction of the world so far, like from the US, from the United Kingdom, from India as well. So do you think the responses have been adequate from the other countries?
Yeah, the responses from the international community has been made loud enough, and the gender is also having actually they want legitimacy and recognition from the international community. So as the legitimate government of Myanmar, but the international community did not make any response to them. The people of Myanmar has been like warning the UN and kind of like Western countries like the US and the EU to put more actions and sanctions on against the junta. In times like that, so like the people will actually want more actions from the UN and more voices from the international community against the junta, which because like Myanmar has been surrounded by countries like India, China, Thailand, and some other Southeast Asian countries, which people of Myanmar thinks that they have not made voices loud enough, and they have not made like pressure harder enough on the military junta. Meanwhile, the Western countries has been placing a lot of sanctions and actions against the military junta. The first thing that Myanmar people want is the pressure from the UN, and the second thing is because the junta has been getting like aids and help from the government of PRC, China, plus the Russian Federations, because these two has been backing the militaries like for almost 2 decades already. This is the main barriers for the Myanmar people to get the actions from the UN. So and besides that, like the ASEAN, which Myanmar is a member in it, hasn't made voices loud enough so far yet.
Okay. Well, my last question as well to both of you is, what do you want the world to know about the ground reality in Myanmar right now? What do you want? What is the single message that you would like for the world to listen to and understand about this new democratic revolution, which is being also forefront by your generation, by Generation Z of 24, 25-year-olds? Jeremiah?
In Batain, which is like everybody is, you mean like if you come to Batain, you're probably going to think that everything is going quite normal. But not really happening inside that people mind and hearts is not really that way. People are just scared, so like they just stay inside the house and like they keeping silent and not protesting because they are afraid and like they just scared of the guns. Not the people, not the military, not the police, but the guns that gonna take their lives. So like they just staying home, not doing anything protest. So like and also we are waiting for the people from the Myanmar who gonna like start working together unitedly. I mean that. So collectively united and like if we all are united and we can also we were really definitely gonna win this. And also like we are asking for the international communities that to speak loud enough for the people. So like people from like India, Singapore, and Thailand, and also we do not count the China because of the China is like also part of the and we think China is also part of the like this coup. So yep, I want to tell the community, international community that like to speak loud enough and like to make action like a sanction to the military coup, military junta.
Okay, Alex, last thoughts? Yeah.
Yes, the voices of the people of Myanmar has been made loud enough, and during the past 2 months has been like the world has already seen like what the people of Myanmar really want, and what the people of Myanmar really desires, and their desires for democracy is extraordinary. So my request to the world is like, please hear the voices of Myanmar and please stand with us. Please stand with the people of Myanmar, and we will fight until the end.
Is there like a slogan or like a phrase that is said in Myanmar, which is very common right now, which is like the theme of the protest? What is that? Can you tell me that in Burmese?
Revolutions must prevail. Revolution must prevail in English. In Burmese, Yerobong Aoyami.
I won't attempt saying that, but I'll take revolutions must prevail. It was a genuine pleasure and an honor speaking to both of you. I know it's also quite a struggle, and also it's a risk for both of you to come out saying this and speaking your mind as well. And I'm very, very thankful for you to take out the time today to come and speak to me and speak to the Quint as well.
If you liked listening to this episode, please subscribe to The Big Story for episodic updates. We're available on Apple, Google Podcasts, Spotify, JioSaavn, and most of the other popular podcast streaming platforms. For other podcasts, please log on to the Quint website, and for any feedback, please shoot an email to podcast@thequint.com.
Thanks for listening. Log on to the Quint's website and check out our other podcasts.